Greetings and welcome. May this find the right people at the right time. Keep in mind, these readings are timeless, so whenever it's finding you is perfect. And also keep in mind that my readings are not just readings, they're transmissions of energy. We move energy here and we transmute and transform for the highest good of all. So if that's something you're into, stick around. Yeah, let's get into the reading. I am reading for someone who is actively working through some very difficult mother wounds here. Okay. Having the mother pop out and it just says this card. Wow. This card, even though it looks so like I get nurturing from it, there is something, yeah, and we got a snake here, right? We got the snake all coiled up and curled up. To me, it just says mother wounds. So if you are working through some mother wounds, this is going to be for you. There is a balancing, a sacred, I want to say divine rebalancing happening right now in your feminine essence, feminine energy. Okay. I'm just, okay. The mother is coming through. And I'm talking about, when I say the mother, I'm speaking of the divine mother. Sophia, Charia Lahama, Uroya Senia Amakayas. The divine mother is coming through with the pearl of wisdom, right? The pearl of wisdom. Yes, so that you can balance her essence, both light and dark, right? We got feminine and we got both dark feminine and light feminine showing up in this reading. So first off, we're just going to go straight here. To me, this is dark feminine. Okay. We even got mother maiden crone right here. With the triangle. To me, for whatever reason, that's how it's coming through, as mother maiden crone. But in this, not in its full balanced aspect, right? It's coming through as this ego, bound by pride and arrogance. The ego seeks control and validation, but the desire for personal gain can lead you off course. Be mindful of choices driven by pride or arrogance. True alignment flows from your higher self, not the ego. So there's something here where your feminine essence has been distorted, right? So you're coming out of these distortions. That's the intention here. You're coming out of these distortions. But there's a sacred path of initiation that you're either walking or will walk. I hear walking at the present moment, so take it how it resonates, okay? There's a sacred path of, oh, look, she's even walking a path. Sacred path of initiation. I feel like even though this says, like, it's ego and stuff like that, but like as you walk this path of initiation, your ego, and there's a lot of schools of thought on this, so take whatever resonates for you about the ego. I tend to be more of the school of thought, of my own school of thought, of the ego is, we need to integrate that. We need to understand it. We need to understand it. We need to know how it moves, how it thinks, how it acts. And we need to integrate it into our lives rather than trying to push it away. Because anything that we, right, anything that we resist persists. So I'm a more of the school of thought of integrating the ego. Let's make it a part of things so that it's not like sitting here. Because if the ego is constantly feeling unsafe, and because it feels unsafe, it's like, no, don't do that. Oh, don't go over there. Oh, don't talk to that person. We're not sure how that might go. It keeps you in fear. So if you're constantly, you know, resisting the ego, that's what's going to persist. Yeah. If we, my school of thought is more if we understand how it moves, how it flows, how it thinks, and we calm it, we nurture it, we send it love. Even if it says, oh, I'm okay, I'm okay. No, we're going to send you love. I love you, little ego. I love you so much. You're so cared for. That's going to help. There's something about that helping the dark feminine come back into balance. It's important that we have dark feminine and light feminine, right? But the dark feminine can get lost in darkness. And the light feminine, like we need the balance here, you know. I'm all about balance. I'm all about neutrality. I'm all about walking the middle path and balancing everything out because we got too much dark, then there's too much dark. We got too much light. That's not good either. We need a balance of both. Okay? So to me, this says like you're on a sacred path of initiation, and as you walk that path, look at how fiery this card is. That it's, and it says to me sacral, right? So that's divine feminine. That is your womb space. To me, you're walking this says walking the sacred initiatory path of the womb. But you can get lost in the ego here because unsafe, if you grew up in an environment that was unsafe, or if you grew up in an environment that was emotionally volatile, however unsafe or whatever it was, you're walking this path of initiation to temper the ego, to integrate the ego, to integrate the aspects of both of both light and dark feminine. Also feminine masculine right now. But right now we're talking about feminine only. Okay. And on the other side of that, this is almost giving me maiden energy too. When the maiden's like, oh, when we haven't gone through those initiations yet, and she's very still maybe immature in her energy, it can get arrogant, and it kind of reminds me of the maiden. It can be very just immature is the word that comes. So on the other side of the mother, we have, I want to say the crone, honestly. To me, it goes mother, maiden, crone. Selfless abundance. True abundance is when your cup overflows. Oh, allowing you to give generously to others. When your energy is no longer consumed with self-survival and personal maintenance, you will be positioned to help in a selfless way. To me, this says crone energy. Because look at what I have. It's like maiden, and then mother, and then crone. That's what that says to me. And on top of the mother, we have divine discipline. Okay. So it says to me, there is a balancing of the mother, the maiden, and the crone. But it also says a balancing of dark and light feminine. Okay. So there's a lot of balancing. This is a lot of balancing. This is a lot of balancing. So give yourself some time, some grace. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind with yourself. Because if you're moving through some heavy mother wounds, at this time, which these cards and this reading is saying to me, mother wounds, processing. This is going to take you to that very balanced energy that the crone, the crone has been through it all. She's seen it. She's integrated the wisdom. She's been the maiden that was maybe egotistical. She's been the maiden that was a little immature, a little green, right? And now she's in her abundant era. She knows not just right from wrong. She knows the nuances, the nuanced lessons within lessons. She knows the nuances like paradoxes. She understands. She's the elder. Okay? To me, this says balance. You're balancing your energy. You're balancing your dark feminine and your light feminine. I would say be careful of the ego, though. You're probably, if you're watching this, one of your intentions might be, and I'm just going to suggest this, you could take it or leave it. One of your intentions can be to become aware of how your ego moves so that you can integrate it, so that you can even, maybe one of those intentions could be to build a relationship with your ego. When we build a relationship with someone, that relationship flourishes, right? And what do you have to do in order to, like if this relationship isn't going so great, you got to come to it. You got to talk to the person. You got to seek understanding. Seek understanding from your ego by watching, observing how you respond, observing, do I feel my ego here right now? It's through these very nuanced, very subtle attunements, attuning ourselves to these subtle energies. That's how you become really fucking good at it. And if you become really fucking good at understanding your ego, that's a superpower, my friend. A massive superpower. Okay? So the message here is you're balancing your feminine energies. And I would say the best balance point for your balancing the dark and the light is going to be discipline. Find something to be disciplined in. Whether you want to start a YouTube channel, whether you want to start working out and you make that your daily discipline, make something your daily discipline. Meditating, right? That's feminine aspect, feminine principle right there is meditating, being receptive, being open. In any case, what I'm getting is because we have this kind of staff looking thing. Well, it's appearing to me as a staff right now. It's saying being very intentional with your energy and how you direct it. Being very intentional with finding something to be disciplined at. Again, whether it's starting a YouTube channel, like if you're starting a YouTube channel, you got to figure out, like, you got to play, what am I going to do? What kind of videos am I going to create? And then, like, how many? And then, like, that's a whole discipline. So whatever that discipline is, it feels like it brings, like, look at all the colors here. To me, that says integration. When I tell you, whenever I see a rainbow, to me, that says integration happening. So if this is on top, this is literally on top of the mother card. And then, like, this is sitting like this, right? And then this is sitting like this with, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. With this and like this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. If this, I had to do a little silly something. If your divine discipline and your integration is happening right above the mother, and you see all of these colors coming in, do they not look like these colors? You are receiving new colors. When someone gets new colors in, like a new influx of color into their aura, that means new information, number one, right? There's new information coming in. And that says, like, if we have new information coming in, we're going to need to integrate that information somehow. Integrate the information. Like, this is why it keeps taking me back to, like, starting a YouTube channel, you integrate. So, like, if, say, you get like a rush of creative energy, say like blue comes in. I'm not saying that like this is how it is, but like, say blue comes in, right? Creativity. I'm just taking this as an example. It's theoretical. Say blue comes into your aura, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, like I'm inspired to start my YouTube channel up again. I'm gonna do the thing. And that blue starts circulating in your aura, and how you might feel called or guided or prompted to integrate that information, that influx of creativity, is starting that YouTube channel, right? What am I going to create? Oh, I'm inspired to make readings. I'm inspired to do full moon readings. I'm inspired to do monthly readings on the energy. And so you're integrating this information, you're integrating this new color by creating a discipline around creativity. Does that make sense? You start planning your content, you do this, and so it's a whole integration happening. So what's happening, if you're following along, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, the mother wound, the mother wound that initially came into this reading dissolves through divine discipline, through integrating the ego, through integrating the crone, through integrating the opposite. It's going to happen through integrating some kind of discipline. Okay? I will tell you, I will share something with you. So take it if it resonates. One way to not only just to like get into just some discipline, but also to get your energy moving in a really good way, and it will actually I feel like it like plumps up and it like amplifies the ability to integrate information easier. I say easier sometimes. Easier is through starting some kind of workout, yoga, like finding something physical, maybe just a daily walk, right? A daily meditation. You do what you feel you're being called to do. That's what this is all about. But you are dissolving the mother wound. And this says legacy. So I'm seeing legacy. This is part of your legacy. Part of your legacy is to dissolve the fucking mother wound. Do you know what that means for your ancestors? Do you know what that means for the people around you, for your city, your town, your country, your state, whatever it is? Do you know what that means for all of humanity? Ripples and ripples of healing energy. That means as you dissolve this, that makes it accessible for other people. As you create that medicine, that makes it accessible for other people to do that too, to heal their mother wound. Because those mother wounds, those father wounds, if you know, you know. Like, and I'm not going to sit here and try to say, like, I know all the things, because I really don't, about mother wounds, because this is something that I'm working through as well. Like, I'm here with you on this journey. I'm not going to try to pretend that I'm anywhere else but where the F I am. But what this is saying to me is you've done a lot of work. And if it's showing up in a reading at this time, it's divinely led, it's divinely guided, it's divinely supported, and it's divinely protected. So you're going to be able to do all of the things that you need to do. You're going to be able to integrate the information or the tools or whatever you might need on this journey. It's coming to you. It's all here. It's divinely led, orchestrated, protected on all levels. Even when it might look a little bleak, even when it might look like, oh shit, I'm walking this really fiery path. What is this all about? It's a path of initiation. And it's a path into, what I'm hearing is, wow. What I'm hearing is this path that you're on, it's an initiatory path of deeper feminine mysteries that have been lost throughout time and hidden from us. Holy shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is awesome. This is amazing. This is amazing. And look at that same path that you're on right here. It shows up right here. It shows up right here as well. So this is going to help you integrate the ego and integrate that abundance. Integrate the wisdom and the abundance and the majesty and the sheer maturity that comes from the crone through that discipline. So whatever that discipline is to you, my friend, stay there. Be creative with it. Don't allow yourself to become undisciplined, I guess. Allow yourself to just like slowly integrate the discipline. It's all working out in your favor. It literally says, because if I was getting any kind of other sensing or feeling with this, trust me, I'd be like, no, boo boo, this don't look good. But here's the thing. I only channel source. I only work with the high angelics, the high beings, the high healers, the high knowers and seers and ascended masters. So even when it looks bleak, you got to remember, looks ain't shit. Okay? Trust the energy underneath. Work with the energy. If you are here watching my channel, and if you ever become a regular, it's because you're an alchemist. You're a magician. You're probably been a witch, a shaman, a magical person, a wizard, a sorcerer, something on both light and dark sides. We're not discriminating here, because I've definitely been on both sides here. Okay. You are an alchemist. As an alchemist, you transmute energies. You're powerful. Part of being a powerful magician. Wow, am I really hearing that right now? I'm hearing part of being a powerful magician is knowing how to, they're kind of alluding to like moving your body, working out, but it's more deep than that. It's learning the subtle mysteries of your biological technology. You have technology that's biological. What do you think your clairs are? This isn't even scratching the surface. Okay? There's a lot here. Let me just kind of tune in. Because I'm like, it feels like it's all over the place, but like Source is like, no, it's going to make perfect sense. Okay. All right. Find whatever it is that creates discipline for you, my friend. This is going to be a key that helps you unlock your energy, and not just unlock it, but like marry your masculine and feminine while still integrating the dark feminine and the light feminine. Okay, it's going to help you integrate the dark and the light, or the maiden and the crone. It's something about bringing it all together into one. Okay, bringing it back into one, which is the mother. And you know, she's got all of those colors. She's got all of the colors. Kianato uasanata. Yamato. There's an activation here. There's a DNA activation. Heyanawachai. I'm going to activate Hoyanata Kiam. Tiana, 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 Tikia, at. Moya, Kianata, Uatianata, Uata. As the heart opens and stretches again, yeah, she remembers it's safe. This is the time that you're safe. We're coming out of the darkness, my friend. We're moving towards our central sun. And as we move towards it through space, as we move towards it, more enlightened, more enlightenment, right? More purging of the old. But there is something, Source direct is coming through and saying, it's safe to stand in your light. We're not in the dark times anymore where it wasn't safe, or where that you might have got unalived, you know, for speaking out, for speaking the truth, for being in your light, for practicing your magic. This isn't that time. This isn't that time. The energies are on your side. I'm not really one for saying, like, I get really I'm really careful about talking about sides, because there is a lot of division. And so I don't necessarily mean it in that way. Please understand the context. It's more of, interesting. What I'm hearing Source say is just be on your own side. It's not about being against anybody else. Be on your side. Be on their side. Be on your neighbor's side. Be on all the sides. And also be on your side. Can you be on all of the sides? This isn't about trying to align with something that is completely out of alignment for you. This is simply about saying, holding all perspectives as equally valid. And even though it's not your perspective, knowing that someone else out there holds it, it's still valid, it's still real. Someone's still experiencing it. How can we all remember that and on top of that, make things better for everybody. That's what I'm hearing. Now I'm hearing I'm going to leave this here as it just turned 30 on the clock. Okay, sweet. Let me know if this resonates. My dear, you are on a powerful, powerful, powerful initiatory path of feminine mysteries. Take that. We need to remember these. Write it down, share it, please. There are so many of us that have forgotten the feminine mysteries. Well, honestly, it's been all of us because it's been hidden from us for a long time. But now you're remembering this. This is coming through your sacred vessel. And so share your wisdom, share what's coming through you, whether it's just with your family, whether it is a YouTube channel, whatever it is, share that. That is what Source is saying. You need to share your voice. You need to speak your truth. You need to share what you are learning as far as like divine feminine wisdom. Because the more you share that, that circulates in the collective consciousness. And more people just kind of start getting it, getting it, getting it. This is how people wake up. Boom, boom. It's like spontaneous awakening. What you have to share is very important, especially as it contains, as you dissolve the mother wound and you retain the nugget of wisdom. Okay, the diamond, if you will. This is great. Okay, so let me know how it resonates, or if it resonates in the comments. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.